That burning feeling in your chest after a meal, that sour taste creeping up the back of your throat, that nagging cough or hoarseness you can't explain. Most people over 60 call it heartburn. Reach for an antacid and never think twice. But here's what I need you to understand today. After 60, heartburn often isn't what you think it is, and treating it casually can be a real mistake for two very different reasons. This is one of those topics where a little knowledge genuinely protects you, because as we age, acid reflux changes. It can show up in surprising ways that don't even feel like classic heartburn. And on the other side, something that feels like heartburn can occasionally be your heart, not your stomach. Sorting this out matters, and by the end of this video, you'll understand it clearly. We went through the research on reflux, digestion, and the aging body, and today I'm going to explain what's really behind that burning after 60, the surprising forms it can take, the crucial warning sign you must never confuse with indigestion, and how to find real relief. So stay with me to the end, because there's one situation where chest discomfort should never be assumed to be heartburn, and knowing the difference could one day save a life, maybe your own. First, let me explain what heartburn actually is. Picture the place where your swallowing tube meets your stomach. There's a ring of muscle there, like a one-way valve, that's supposed to open to let food down, then close tightly to keep stomach acid where it belongs. Heartburn, or acid reflux, happens when that valve weakens or relaxes at the wrong time, letting harsh stomach acid splash up into the swallowing tube, which isn't built to handle it. That's the burning you feel. When it happens often, doctors call it GERD. Now, here's why this changes after 60. Let me walk you through it. Quick favor before we go on. If this is the kind of clear, careful health information you appreciate, tap that like button. It helps this reach more adults over 60. And as you watch, think about how your own symptoms actually show up. All right, let's get into it. The first thing to understand is why reflux becomes more common with age. We'll call it the loosening valve. Over time, that valve between the stomach and swallowing tube can weaken, and a common condition called a hiatal hernia, where part of the stomach pushes up through the diaphragm, becomes more frequent with age and makes reflux more likely. On top of that, the stomach may empty more slowly, leaving food and acid sitting longer. In plain terms, the valve gets looser and the stomach empties slower, so acid escapes upward more easily. This is why so many people develop reflux for the first time later in life. Now, the second point is the surprising one, and it's important. We'll call it the great pretender. In older adults, reflux often doesn't show up as the classic burning chest feeling at all. Instead, it can masquerade as a chronic dry cough, a hoarse voice, a sore throat, trouble swallowing, a feeling of a lump in the throat, or even worsening of breathing problems. In plain terms, your reflux might be hiding behind symptoms you'd never connect to your stomach. So if you've had a nagging cough or a hoarse voice that no one can explain, silent reflux could be the culprit, and it's worth raising with your doctor. Stay with me, because the third point is the critical safety warning I promised, and I want you to hear it clearly. We'll call it the heart imposter. Here's the danger. The symptoms of a heart problem can feel remarkably similar to severe heartburn or indigestion, a pressure, burning, or discomfort in the chest. Too many people, especially, talk themselves out of getting help by assuming it's just indigestion. So here is the rule to remember. If chest discomfort comes on with exertion, or comes with shortness of breath, sweating, nausea, lightheadedness, or pain spreading to your arm, jaw, neck, or back, do not assume it's heartburn. Treat it as a possible heart emergency and call for help right away. In plain terms, when in doubt, especially with those extra symptoms, never gamble that it's only your stomach. It is always better to be checked and reassured. And the fourth point is about why chronic reflux deserves real attention, not just endless antacids. We'll call it the long-term wear. When stomach acid splashes up repeatedly over months and years, it can irritate and damage the lining of the swallowing tube. And over time, that ongoing damage can lead to more serious problems. In plain terms, reflux left unmanaged for years isn't just uncomfortable, it can cause real harm. This is exactly why relying on over-the-counter remedies day after day for months on end without ever seeing a doctor isn't a good plan. Persistent reflux deserves a proper evaluation. So let's bring it together. After 60, reflux becomes more common as the valve loosens and the stomach empties slower. It often disguises itself as a cough, hoarseness, or throat trouble rather than classic burning. It can be confused with a heart problem in ways you must take seriously. And left unmanaged for years, it can cause real damage. This is why it's worth understanding, not ignoring. Here's what genuinely helps with ordinary reflux. Eat smaller meals and don't lie down for 2 to 3 hours after eating, since gravity helps keep acid down. Raise the head of your bed a few inches if nighttime reflux is a problem. Notice and ease off your personal triggers, which often include large or fatty meals, spicy or acidic foods, caffeine, alcohol, and eating late. And because extra weight around the middle pushes acid upward, even modest weight loss can help. In plain terms, smaller meals, staying upright after eating, taming triggers, and managing weight do a great deal. But if your symptoms are frequent, persistent, or include trouble swallowing, please see your doctor rather than just self-treating forever, because you deserve a real diagnosis and a real plan. Now, I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, how does your reflux actually show up? The classic burning, or something sneaky like a cough or hoarseness? Be honest, because your answer might help someone else reading recognize their own hidden reflux. We read every comment here at Build After 50, and your stories often become our next videos. And before you go, if this helped, the next video you should watch is right here. It explains why your immune system weakens after 60 and how to strengthen it. It's a great next step in understanding your changing body. If you're new here, Build After 50 publishes research-based health videos every week, made specifically for adults over 50 who want to stay healthy, comfortable, and independent. Hit subscribe and turn on the bell so the next one finds you. One important note before we close. Everything we share here at Build After 50 is for educational purposes only. It's grounded in research, but it is not a substitute for personalized medical advice. Chest and digestive symptoms can have serious causes, and only a doctor who evaluates you can tell you what's behind yours. So please take persistent reflux to your doctor and never ignore the heart warning signs we covered. They know your situation better than any video ever could. Here's the thought I'll leave you with. Knowing your own body and knowing when something deserves real attention is one of the wisest forms of self-care there is. Don't just mask the burning year after year, understand it and protect yourself. Knowledge is your first line of defense, and you just added to yours. This is Build After 50. Keep building.